Good morning. How are you doing this morning? Hopefully you're doing well. The clouds are in the process of mixing out. We'll see some sunshine this afternoon, and it's going to be very warm. One of the reasons why the high-resolution computer models say that we'll have a little bit of a dry line that'll work through around midday, and we're getting pretty close to that. Winds will kind of shift to the south and west, and with lower humidity, temperatures should go up, but then southeasterly winds will come back. The weather over the next couple of days is going to be very interesting. Let's walk through it. Okay, if you've got tickets to the Valero, or maybe if you're one of the golfers and you're watching, high temperatures today, really warm, 93 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Now, this morning, we didn't have a whole lot of drizzle. We didn't have a whole lot of sprinkles, but I think tomorrow morning, I really think it's going to be a lot different. I have a lot of cloud cover. The inversion will be very strong. That'll kind of lock Gulf moisture in place. And so I'm expecting quite a bit of drizzle tomorrow morning, and also quite a bit of light shower activity, really light stuff. I mean, hardly anything in the rain gauge, but it'll just make everything wet. And then I think as we head into the midday hours and into the early afternoon, the atmosphere will mix out, the inversion will break a little bit, and then we'll see some sunshine and it gets really warm. High temperatures close to 90 at 89. There's a 20% chance tomorrow we could have a severe thunderstorm in the afternoon. I think for the most part the cap should break or should hold, but if it did break, boy, there would be isolated severe thunderstorms. That's not very likely. But what I think is likely is Friday night into Saturday morning, big thunderstorms will develop out west and move towards San Antonio in the overnight hours. I think those thunderstorms are going to be really strong. Large hail, very large hail, damaging winds, isolated tornadoes possible. And then Saturday morning, hopefully they'll weaken by the time they get to San Antonio. That's what a lot of the high-resolution computer models are showing. Fingers crossed. Hopefully just some rain Saturday morning. That'll pass. And then the cold front comes through. It turns cooler and breezy on Saturday. High temperatures mid-70s. I think it's going to be a nice afternoon Saturday. Matter of fact, I mean, if you've got tickets to the Valero this afternoon, I think you're good. If you got tickets Friday afternoon, I really, for the most part, I think you're good. And Saturday afternoon, I think you're good. Sunday afternoon, I think good. It's just that time period, mainly Friday morning and mainly Saturday morning, I think could be a problem out there at the Valero. Sunday, 66. That's it for a high. So what a spread this year at the Valero, all the way from 93 for a high. And really, if you count the morning low, Sunday morning, I think we're well into the 40s. That's a 50-degree swing for those golfers out there for the Valero this year. All right, 80 degrees. That's current temperature, right on par with where we should be. Record low 31, record high is 97, set back in 89. And if you're new to the area and you're watching this, it is unseasonably warm. Low temperatures this time of the year should be in the mid-50s, and high temperatures should be in the 70s. We're well above that. All right, today clouds break out. We've got 93 for high. If you're doing anything this evening, I think the weather will be nice. It'll be mostly clear to partly cloudy and highs in the 80s. Let's take a closer look at some of these temperatures out there. We've got, let's see, 80 at the airport, 86 at Carrizo Springs. The clouds beginning to really break to the south and west, so really warming up. Del Rio's at 80, Kerrville's at 78. One thing you can't see because the satellite imagery on this is the resolution's not great. There is a boundary, a frontal boundary that's working almost into the northern portions of the viewing area. And I can't say there's a 0% chance of thunderstorms. It's just not a very good chance. I would put it at maybe 10%, but hold on, if that 10% happens and a thunderstorm develops, it'll be severe like that, and the hail will be pretty large. But I think that possibility is really small. Hey, we got some questions here. Well, first of all, I think I've got time. David Bellis, he says, what's the difference between the Miami Heat and a dollar bill? You can still get 4 quarters out of $1. Wow, that's a good one. I think the folks from Miami, they don't like that one, but I like that. You're welcome, David. That was a good one, David. Really good. MMB Bueno, he says, I'll be in Corpus this weekend. Do you know if it's going to rain there? Well, I do know, and let's step through it. I'll show you the maps coming up here in just a second. So hang on to that thought. All right, let's take a look at what is happening. Now, I drew this surface map earlier this morning, but you can already see that the boundary has shifted down to the south. And looking at this and looking at the satellite imagery, I would say that boundary's from like northern Valverde County, northern Edwards County, kind of through Gillespie County right now, and still pushing to the south, but very, very slowly. The cap is very strong, but again, man, if it breaks, it would break right along that boundary, and I'd give it a 10% chance this afternoon could have a thunderstorm along that boundary. All right, high temperatures today, 93. Look at the difference that cold front is making. Dallas-Fort Worth, the high temperature only in the upper 60s, while we'll be at 93. Big-time thunderstorms around the Arklatex, Arkansas, into Tennessee. Okay, let me show you this. There's a big storm system out in the Rocky Mountains and MMB. Hold on about your Corpus Christi. I'm getting to it. All right, so in the Rocky Mountains, a lot of snow there. Here comes the big upper level system. And because the cap has been so strong, I think for us here in Bexar County and South Central Texas, for the most part, we're going to have to wait till that frontal boundary pushes in and the upper level system gets a little bit closer to help to destabilize things. And I think that will happen. And it's a good thing that this frontal boundary is coming in the overnight period where temperatures are cooler, so the storms won't be as intense. But okay, so by the way, if you've got a relative, let's say grandma. Let's say grandma lives in Amarillo. I think this weekend she could pick up some snow. Also maybe Lubbock, those areas. It's kind of late. That's a late season snow. I mean, it happens, but that's late season. And then by Sunday, any kind of precip moves to the east and cooler temperatures start working in. All right, MMB, here we go with Corpus Christi. Let's walk through it here. 93 for a high. This is a high resolution computer model, right? I think it's just a little off just by kind of looking at it, but there's a boundary there close to Kerrville, Real County, right in through there, and it's saying that the cap is going to hold, and I think it will. Tomorrow morning, watch this. Look at that. We've got all kinds, considerable amount of drizzle and light shower activity in the morning. That'll mix out as we get towards midday into the afternoon. It'll be partly cloudy, high temperatures pretty close to 90. We may not hit 90 because of all the cloud cover in the morning and moisture. Maybe 89, 90, something like that. And bam, right there. They don't look very impressive, but if this happens, let's roll back a little bit. I got to look at some other computer models like the NAM and so forth. If that happens, watch out. Big time thunderstorms. It's showing it right there in northern Bexar County and Comal County. That is if that happens, if the cap breaks. Those would be big time thunderstorms with large hail and damaging winds. But here's where the sure bet comes into play. You know, you always get in trouble when you say a sure bet. A better bet, let's just say that, more likely. Out west, Friday night and into Saturday morning. Big thunderstorms, and I think these storms would be capable of some large hail and damaging winds. And these high-resolution computer models have been showing them developing late Friday, close to like Eagle Pass, Del Rio, Bracketville, Rock Springs, and then moving north and eastward and just barely clipping Bexar County in the early morning hours, like 2 or 3 o'clock, and then continuing to move off towards the north and east with a good chance for showers Saturday. And as we head into Saturday morning, more showers. Oh, MMB's wondering about his Corpus Christi there. Let me see if I can move this. I can't move this, but here to answer your question, MMB, I think there is a chance for some rain in Corpus, mainly Saturday morning. Frontal boundary pushes through. Maybe even Saturday afternoon, you've got a chance for a thunderstorm because that front will likely get kind of stuck. And it looks like Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, pretty good chance for some thunderstorms into Sunday morning. So in Corpus Christi, which is different than us here in Bexar County, but Corpus Christi, Saturday, pretty good chance of seeing some showers and storms, especially in the afternoon and also into the nighttime period, and then finally moving out of the way. For us here in Bexar County, we might have a slight chance for a shower Saturday night. So keep that in mind if you've got some kind of plans for Saturday night. Okay, here's the Storm Prediction Center. I think I'm running out of time here. Storm Prediction Center, this is interesting. This is an update. Storm Prediction Center has put the slight risk area even further to the south, and that makes a lot of sense. But look at how how small of an area that marginal is in northern Edwards County and northern Kerr County and into Gillespie County. So we'll have to watch that area this afternoon. I would give it a real slight chance, but we'll have to watch it, maybe about a 10% chance. And then tomorrow, notice how the area expands, hill country into Bear County. I'd give it a 20% chance in the afternoon, and then watch out for Friday night out west. Maybe not as far west as Del Rio, but pretty close to it. And then all through the hill country and along 90, could see some real powerful thunderstorms. So watch out for that. And then Saturday, the threat for severe thunderstorms kind of works off to the east. All right, real quick pollen count, because that's important. Oak, the new count is 17,000. So just off the charts on the oak. If you're allergic to oak, just kind of keep that in mind. What do they say? Is that hizzy? No, we'll just say off the charts. We'll just leave it at that. I'm trying to think of what that is, but anyway. Okay, 93 for a high, partly cloudy skies, 10% chance of a thunderstorm this afternoon, primarily in the hill country. Friday, drizzly in the morning, 20% chance in the afternoon. That increases to a 60% chance of storms Friday night into Saturday morning. Real intense, especially out to the west. And then maybe a slight chance Saturday night, and then Sunday partly cloudy. But look at the temperatures, 42 for a low, 66 for a high, and then 40s for lows Monday and Tuesday, and highs in the 70s. It's really cooling off there. Okay, I wish I could get to all the questions. I am so sorry, but I've got to run. I appreciate you guys streaming with us. I really do. Hopefully I answered your questions anyway. And have a great day. And if there's any problems with severe weather, we'll update you. Okay, have a great day. We'll see you later. What? I know, ignoring questions. Can you believe that? In Houston, they don't ignore questions.